트럼프 각하는 왜 다른 공화당 대선 후보들과 토론을 안 하시나요?
You see the polls have come out and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points. And, some of them are at 1 and 0 and 2. And I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president? Should I be doing that?
바이든에 대해 어떻게 생각하시는지요?
But you watch him and it looks like he's walking on toothpicks. So, and then you see him on the beach where he can't lift a chair. Those chairs are meant to be light, right? They're like 2 ounces. Yeah. You lift them up. He can't lift the chair. He can't walk to the chair.
그러면 바이든은 선거에 못 나오고 부통령인 카말라가 나올까요?
Well, not really. I guess they'd have maybe a free-for-all. A lot of people say she has to remain for certain reasons, the candidate. She has to. I don't think that's true, actually. I don't think that other people would stand for it. She has some bad moments. Her moments are almost as bad as his. I think his are worse, actually.
Yeah.
I think they probably have some kind of a primary and other people will get involved.
캘리포니아 주지사 뉴섬이 나올까요?
I always got along well with him, believe it or not, but could be him, could be somebody else. He's got a big load on his shoulders because you look at California, what's happened.
김정은, 시진핑 그리고 푸틴은 당신에 대해 어떤 생각을 할까요?
If you go to North Korea, you take a look at what happened. The Olympics was dead. South Korea spent billions on the Olympics. Nobody was going to go. They didn't want to get blown up. They called me and they said, we are going to let the Olympics proceed. This is North Korea. I said, you should go into the Olympics. Put your athletes in. It wasn't like, they were big on athletes because,
famine.
But they went in and they actually participated. And within about 2 days, the entire thing was sold out. And if it wasn't me, that would have never happened. But I got along very well with him, and that's a positive thing. He does have massive nuclear power, by the way.
누가 제일 만만한 선거 상대인가요?
In many ways, I'd love to run against him because his record's so bad. It's still horrible when you look at inflation and everything else, but others also have very bad records. California's a bad record, so, should it be Gavin or should it be somebody else?
Can I just ask you, that gets back to my original question. So if the protest didn't work, you got elected anyway. Yeah. Impeachment didn't work twice, obviously. Indictment is not working. Your poll numbers go up. When they raided Mar-a-Lago in August of last year, your numbers went up. But they're counterproductive. So if you chart it out, it's an escalation, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So what's next? After, try to put you in prison for the rest of your life, that's not working. So, don't they have to kill you now?
I think the people of our country don't get enough credit for how smart they are. And I'm not sure I would have said this 10 years ago, but they get it. We have a Manchurian candidate, and he's afraid to tell Russia to get out of Cuba. He's afraid to tell China to get out of Cuba. He's afraid. China now is building, think of this, China is building military installations in Cuba.
중국이 제국주의 침략하는 거 아닙니까?
They actually control the Panama Canal. They run it, they control it. And we shouldn't let that happen. And we can't let China be in Cuba. And they'll get out. If I'm president, they'll get out. Because I had a very good relationship with President Xi, but he respected this country. He respected me. And he'll get out. And we can't let them run the Panama Canal. We built the Panama Canal. Should have never been given to Panama. We should have had it.
우편 투표에 대해 말씀해 주세요.
Anytime you have mail-in ballots, you're going to have massive cheating. They have to cheat because their policies are so bad that if they didn't cheat, they couldn't get elected. Who wants open borders? Who wants high taxes? Who wants high interest rates? Who wants to not be able to use a gas stove or have to drive an electric car? But if people want to buy a gasoline car or a hybrid, hybrids are pretty good actually, but they should be allowed to buy. They don't want to do any of this.
당신이 대통령이었을 때 CIA가 뭐 하는지 알고 있었나요?
No, I'm not. It's a very interesting group of people. I had very good relationships, I thought, but I had a group of people. Look, we killed many, using the CIA, I have to say this, very bad actors. We were very good at it. You look at Soleimani, you look at al-Baghdadi, bigger than Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden is, but al-Baghdadi did ISIS, and he was rebuilding ISIS. That was really us that did that. Yeah. We did some very good work with the CIA, what I started, when I looked at the 51 intelligence agents saying that was the laptop from hell was Russia disinformation, when I took a look at that, I said, that's a horrible thing. They knew it wasn't. They knew it was not.
그나저나 과거 당신의 부통령이었던 마이크 펜스는 왜 당신을 공격하나요?
So Mike wants to run for president. You got to understand, in my opinion, Mike Pence had the absolute right to send the votes back to the legislatures. We had some lawyers that said, no, you do have the right to send them back to the legislatures to be rechecked. But Wisconsin has been, what they found is incredible. We won Wisconsin.
펜스는 당신 편이 아니었나요? 왜 뒤통수를 쳤죠?
I think he got very bad advice. I really do.
당신의 주장이 사실이라면 이번에도 부정선거하겠네요.
Oh, well, they'll try. They're going to be trying, yeah. And not only me, Look, DeSantis is out. I think he's gone. So he was at a level. People have figured him out. He's gone. But if somebody else got in, other than me, they'll go at him just as viciously as they did me. You should be scared.
So last question, if you're elected president again, what's your number one priority?
A border. And taking hundreds of thousands of criminals that have been allowed into our country and getting them out and bringing them back to their country, Guatemala. By the way, not only the 4 countries that we think of as neighbors, all over the world. Last month, we had 149 countries represented, think of it. And they're coming in from mental institutions and they're coming in from prisons. They're emptying out their prisons all over South America. They're emptying out their mental institutions. Terrorists are pouring into our country. We have no idea. I would seal up the border good and tight, except for people that want to come in legally.
미국에도 내전이 일어날까요?
The biggest crowd I've ever spoken before was on January 6th, and people that were in that crowd, a very, very small group of people, and we said patriotically and peacefully and patriotically, right? Nobody ever says that. People in that crowd said it was the most beautiful day they've ever experienced. There was love in that crowd. There was love and unity. And I've also never seen simultaneously and from the same people such hatred of what they've done to our country.
내전이 일어날까요? 대답해 주세요.
There's a level of passion that I've never seen. There's a level of hatred that I've never seen, and that's probably a bad combination.
앱스틴은 자살했을까요?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I don't really believe. I think he probably committed suicide. He had a life with, beautiful homes and beautiful everything, and he all of a sudden he's incarcerated and not doing very well. I would say that he did, but there are those people. There are many people. I think you're one of them, right? But a lot of people think that he was killed.
제가 자료를 많이 조사했는데 분명히 타살이에요. 타살이라고요?
He was certainly it wasn't well done. They had no cameras. They had no anything. Everybody was sleeping, and a case could be made. Look, I'm not going to get involved in it, but I can tell you a case could be made either way. But